Hi everyone, welcome to today's online webinar session with your host, Lara from Binance. Now, the topic of today's webinar session is our NFTs, where I'll be introducing what an NFT is, what's with all the recent hype, and lastly, actually how to get involved with the NFT space. Now, this is an ultimate beginner's guide aimed at total newcomers in the industry, so definitely give us a follow, like, subscribe after the session if you've learned something and if you actually have enjoyed it. So let's get started. So first things first, I just want to give a brief introduction to Binance, if you're not already aware. As you know, Binance is the world's leading blockchain and crypto asset infrastructure provider with a financial product suite. That includes Binance.com. That is our largest crypto asset marketplace in the industry, as you can see on the right, which enables users to buy and sell crypto assets with extremely low fees. Now, Binance.com is trusted by millions worldwide, and our platform is the largest by trading volume. We're always trying to push the boundaries and put our community's interests first whenever we build products or services, as ultimately our mission is to create and to increase the freedom of money for users worldwide. So that's the introduction to Binance as an ecosystem as a whole. I now want to give some helpful links to users that use Binance.com. In case you didn't already know, we actually have an FAQ section, which includes commonly asked questions to help assist you with any issues you may have. We have an announcement section, which includes the latest product updates, listing news, promotional campaigns, and much more, so you can stay up to date with what's happening at Binance. We have customer support chat, which is only accessible via Binance.com live chat, which is available 24/7, 365. Know that this is the only method to contact customer support, so please be cautious of impersonators, phone calls, scams, fake airdrops, etc. We'll never ask you to send us money or ask for your account email or password. In addition, we actually have two educational bodies called Binance Academy and Binance Research, which are both platforms to help boost your confidence within the industry and gain valuable knowledge on cryptos. This could be investing, trading, and much more. So definitely do check them out. Now, we're going over the presentation outline. We will start by briefly going over NFTs in section 1, what is an NFT, and give some examples. Then I'll touch on the current NFT landscape and introduce Binance NFT Marketplace, which will be launching next month in section 2. So I'll give some actual exclusive details about our upcoming platform launch, so definitely do stay tuned for that. And then I'll conclude with some commonly asked questions from our community. So let's start with, what is an NFT? So an NFT simply stands for non-fungible token. But let's just break this down even further. Let's look at what fungible means. Fungible means an item that can be easily replaced by another identical item and without losing its value. So let's imagine that you have a £5 cash note. You can easily replace that £5 cash note with another £5 cash note, and it will still work the same, right? The value of that £5 cash note will still remain the same. Because of this, we consider cash notes as being fungible. Now, non-fungible is the opposite to this. It means that the item cannot be replaced or replicated with something else. An example of a non-fungible item are collectibles or memorabilia, for example. These are items that are regarded as being of value because they are unique and cannot be easily replaced. As such, we call these items non-fungible. And then lastly, token in this context means something digital or something virtual. So putting all this together, non-fungible token means an item that is often a collectible or memorabilia that cannot be easily replaced, just put in a digital tokenized form. So that gives a kind of a description of what NFT is, but to actually truly understand it, let's take a step back because it's important to kind of go through the background context. So let's look at the evolution of collectibles and memorabilia as a whole. So this all started way back hundreds of thousands of years ago when humans began to collect commodities such as spoons, weaponry, rocks, or even stones, as these items were often created with specialized materials that are often very rare to find, and thus became a collectible item because they were unique and difficult to imitate, for example. So moving forward many generations, humans then began to collect artwork or similar forms of expression, and began collecting these items at home, exhibitions, and you can even see some of these artworks at museums as well. But much recently, we've seen collectors' items becoming more prone in specialized cards, such as Pokemon, baseball, football, etc., with some of these rare cards going for millions of pounds. These collectible items throughout history have been all accessed via a physical form. But the next evolution of this, the next evolution of collectibles are turning digital. Now, this is what an NFT is. A non-fungible token is a physical item turned into a digital form. So I hope that gives an illustration as to what an NFT is. So, if you actually want a sentence of what an NFT is, it's a digital ownership of a physical collectible. Through blockchain technology, you can actually prove to the world that you truly own that physical collectibles item in a digital form. Now, to give a good illustration of this, I think this is actually really good to understand. Let's imagine you have a banana that's worth, maybe, £1.50. Now, let's imagine you're a businessman and you might be clever enough to actually sell that banana at a higher price at £2. And then, you gain like 50p profit. Now, let's imagine you are an entrepreneur. You can actually turn that banana into a banana milkshake and then sell it at a higher price and gain even more profit. Now, an NFT compared to these two is you're just proving digitally that you own the banana and that now you are trying to transfer that ownership to someone else at a higher price for a digital form. And depending on demand, it can go exponentially. So I hope that shows an illustration of what an NFT is. In fact, it doesn't have to be one physical item like one banana, for example. It can be many different items combined into one NFT. So let's look at the right illustration now. You can, it's a meme within the crypto industry. You can actually put all of these different physical items together to form one NFT. And this is where things get interesting because now you're combining different physical collectible items into one digital form. Now, this opens a huge possibility of what can be turned into an NFT because pretty much anything non-fungible, such as physical or digital collectible items can be turned into an NFT. For example, art, music, gaming, metaverse, to even text, brands, celebrities, to fashion, to DeFi. The list goes on. The possibilities of NFT creation are endless. Now, you're all probably wondering, okay, I understand the concept of an NFT, but actually how are NFTs actually created? Now, NFT creation is actually pretty simple. It's just a process of uploading something physical in a digital form. You've all probably done this many times throughout your life when you've uploaded images onto the internet. You take a photo of the physical item with your camera phone, you then upload the image onto the internet, and then bam, you've got a digital image. That is the same process of actually how to create an NFT. Let's say you want to create an NFT art. You do the same process, but now you just need a digital photo, and there are many different formats of the digital photos, such as JPEG or PNG, etc. To make a music NFT, you just need a digital soundtrack, which most music nowadays are available in that. So you just, some of the formats of music, soundtracks can be in .wave or .mp3. And then to make a video or 3D NFT, you actually need a video recording in WMV, MPEG, MPG. There's a lot of different video formats that you can actually utilize. With all these online formats, you can then upload digitally and create your NFT. Now, let's just take a little bit of a step back again. Let's give an example to illustrate this. So let's imagine we have a famous football player that's a striker that scores many goals, and that wants to create an NFT. They want to create an NFT of them scoring a goal. So they'll choose, for example, a video to upload a video recording of themselves scoring a goal. What they do is they utilize an NFT platform, and then they upload that video in that correct format, and then that can be easily transformed into a 3D NFT artwork. Now they can auction it and people bid for it, and then obviously depending on the demand, the price goes up. It's as simple as that, actually. So these are just some formats of some examples of NFT art. In the left, you can see one physical item. On the right, you can see multiple physical items put together into one digital form. The same can be about sports and gaming NFTs. You've got your baseball, football cards. You've got your, there's a lot of different ways of actually introducing digital formats with sports and gaming, for example. And now you're probably wondering, why is there a lot of hype with NFTs? It's not nothing new. You've probably seen in the news of NFTs being sold for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, and you don't understand why. For instance, recently we've seen the artwork created by Beeple, which sold for $69 million. Earlier this year, this artwork contained hundreds of photos put together into one NFT. Much recently, we had a video NFT of a viral video which was created in the early stages of YouTube, called Charlie Bit My Finger. You've probably all seen it as well, and that got sold for $760,000 earlier as well. We also had a tweet NFT, which was the first ever tweet made on Twitter by Jack Dorsey that got sold for a staggering $2.5 million. And there are so many examples of these high-valued NFTs being created. Why do these NFTs sell for a lot, and what actually determines an NFT value? Well, in short, it depends on three main things: utility, rarity, and owner history. An NFT is worth what someone is willing to pay for it, which can be a lot if the NFT is made by a famous artist, a creator, a musician, or even if the buyer is a wealthy collector. It's similar to an art in that way. There is also a lot of hype recently regarding NFTs, because it's a new blockchain technology, and that's also propping up the price of some NFT artwork as well. So in short, we've kind of discussed what NFT is, what can be made in an NFT. Now let's just delve into the next section, which is the current NFT landscape. So in order to buy, sell, or even create an NFT, there are two main blockchain providers that you can utilize. There's Ethereum blockchain, which is otherwise known as ETH, or there's the Binance Smart Chain blockchain, which is otherwise known as BSC. The list below are websites or platforms in which you can utilize to produce NFTs. For example, on the left, the Ethereum blockchain leads the way for NFT creation, as there's a dozen of video tutorials for creators on how to create NFTs. Opensea, Rarible are both top platforms used by many users worldwide. And Ethereum is actually one of the first to implement this feature as well. However, there's a rising concern with fees on using the blockchain, using the Ethereum blockchain, which is causing many artists and sometimes even many simple underdogs to simply not being able to afford to create an NFT using the Ethereum blockchain and using these Ethereum providers. So we are seeing people opt to use Binance Smart Chain blockchain, which is a similar blockchain provider to Ethereum, but it's got cheaper fees and it's got more capability to provide more features and functionality. Although some of the platforms created under the Binance Smart Chain provider are quite less known, but there's also a growing interest with Binance Smart Chain. Now let's look at even storing NFTs. You will need a special wallet that supports the below blockchains, and even then, only few in the market actually is able to provide this, such as Trust Wallet. And even then, most of these platforms are not user friendly, or simply don't have enough reach to be able to make it easy for everyone to be easily to create, buy, or even store NFTs securely. So this is one of the main problems with the current NFTs marketplaces. At the moment, there is, it's actually not really easy to get in. The providers that you utilize are not user friendly. You actually need to research a lot about NFTs to be able to be comfortable to be able to create it. And some of these platforms don't have much security or global reach. Now, this is where Binance NFT Marketplace comes in. Binance NFT Marketplace, which is coming soon, in June 24th, will be the ultimate experience to create, buy, and exchange and store NFTs in this market. Now, how will Binance NFT Marketplace solve the current landscape problems that I mentioned previously? Well, Binance NFT will leverage Binance.com, which, as you may have noticed earlier, I told you that Binance.com is the world's largest crypto market asset place used by many million users worldwide. And so Binance NFT marketplace will gain the highest visibility compared to other marketplaces in terms of worldwide reach and also lower fees, because we utilize the Binance Smart Chain blockchain provider. Binance NFT Marketplace will also maximize the value for creators because you'll leverage Binance.com and will offer the highest exchange liquidities for creators as well. And actually really easily is that Binance NFT Marketplace will offer a simple user interface. It will be extremely easy for people to buy, to sell, and even to store NFTs. This is why we're actually pretty excited that we're launching Binance NFT, because we are the first to be able to put all of these different things together into one and to make it easy for customers to access NFTs in the first place. And in fact, we've actually got some top tier creators already signed up just recently, such as Lewis Capaldi, famous UK musician, Michael Owen, ex-football player, Trevor Jones, famous artist. There's much more top tier creators that are actually signing up to our platform before it's actually launched. As I mentioned previously, Binance NFT Marketplace offer the highest liquidity, and this is actually very, very important. Not many people actually understand what I mean by this. Well, Binance NFT Marketplaces leverages the exposure from both Binance Smart Chain and Binance.com, the biggest blockchain communities in the world. We have 50 million users worldwide in 180 countries and regions, with 126 local fiat currencies supported. We also have 4 million social media followers on Twitter, 30 plus language groups on Telegram, 19 languages supported on Binance.com itself. So this will give Binance NFT the exposure to make to give that worldwide reach of NFTs to everyone, everywhere, at any time. In addition, Binance NFT Marketplace will feature premium NFT sales, which is basically made for high-valued artworks, which I discussed earlier. What this means is basically Binance will coordinate and manage the online auctions, the online exhibitions for these premium NFT sales in order to maximize its value and reach. The aim is to promote 2 premium events per week, targeting creators worldwide. With premium sales, again, I'm going to go into the technicality of this. This might change in the future, but the idea is with premium sales, 10% of the kind of the profit that's generated will go to Binance, and 90% will go to the creator. Now, the 10% that Binance takes includes the transaction fees, includes the actual management logistics, the promotions, the landing page, etc. So that 10% actually covers a lot, and we do want to give as much value to the creator as possible. Now, on top of that, we also have regular sales, which many of you will probably utilize, where creators take 99% of the profit generated by Binance, and Binance only takes about 1% of the profit, which is the transaction fee. Now, for these types of sales, Binance offers the ability for anyone, everywhere, at any time to list or auction their NFTs for the general public. For the first month of the NFT marketplace launch, it will be inviters only. So bear that in mind. We actually launched the Innovators Creators campaign a couple of weeks ago, which allowed an exclusive entry to specifically chosen winners to launch NFTs first before we roll out the platform to the wider public. So just bear that in mind, that the NFT marketplace will be first month will be inviters only, and then after that it will be launched to the wider public. In addition to the premium sales and regular sales, the Binance NFT marketplace also powers high security and reliability between all parties involved. This allows creators or even third-party agencies to feel confident and secure that the NFTs are safely secured and transacted whilst using Binance NFT marketplace. Let's look at the left. From the creator point of view, they have copyright, and they are, the copyright of the digital artwork is going to be more secure than ever. To the middle, to Binance.com, offering the largest community and liquidity to bring the greatest value to that artwork. And then to the right, to the buyers or collectors, to be able to fill their desires with exclusive high-quality digital artworks at their fingertips. Our platform, our NFT marketplace, will bring together a new synergy between all of these stakeholders like never before in this industry. And on top of that, Binance NFT Marketplace enables creators to donate a small percentage of fees to charity should they wish. This is actually a first for NFT marketplaces, and is actually created by our very own Binance Charity Foundation in order to promote NFTs for Good campaign, which is a campaign dedicated to converting NFT creativity into goodwill. Now, Binance Charity is working with reputable NGOs to enable creators to work with reputable foundations that they would like, such as UNICEF, Mercy Corps, etc., to enable creators the flexibility to choose causes that they would like to be part of. Now, putting all this together, that just shows you that Binance NFT Marketplace will be a revolutionary platform that will be quite a big hit when it does launch. So let's move on to the last section, which is about questions from the community. So let's start with the first question, which is, when is Binance NFT going to launch? Now, the launch date is set predominantly at, on the 24th of June, 2021. But do bear in mind that this date could depend on, development or technology delays. But it will be open to exclusive members first for the first month, and then it'll open up to the entire public to start creating, buying, selling, and storing NFTs. So do you expect the pack lineup of premium exhibitions, NFT collaborations until this date? The second question is, actually, yeah, I understand what Binance NFT Marketplace does, but what can we as creators do on the Binance Marketplace when it does launch? So, this is a really good question. At the moment, we will launch with very little functionality at first, but we'll gradually start building out features that our community wants. So please do give us more time. It does take quite a long time to build these things and to maintain security and to ensure that the platform works as best as it can. So our first launch will include the ability to create and showcase NFTs in our peer-to-peer marketplace with a fixed price sale or even an auction sale. And then later on, we'll enable the ability to deposit artworks from different blockchain providers such as Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum, and also ability to withdraw NFTs to different wallets as well. So that's definitely a feature that we know the community would like to have. Now, the third question we get, which is commonly asked, is, are NFTs legal? Now, this is another great question, and to be honest, it's not really as straightforward, to be frank. But in most cases, NFTs are indeed legal, but it depends on the nature of the NFT and what they digitally represent. So if an NFT represents a financial value, for example, a stock, a bond, or an option, then it and therefore requires a specific license. However, most NFTs are not, not considered securities because it doesn't, because it represents the ownership of an item rather than an ownership of a financial instrument. For example, such as a digital kitten, a highlight reel, or video game collectible. These are arguably not a security. So in most cases, NFTs are legal, but obviously please do your research, find out what the NFT represents, and then you'll be able to buy, sell accordingly. Now, the fourth question we commonly get asked is, how does copyright, IP rights, and content rights work within NFTs? This is another great question. So something that can be misunderstood that, that many people have, especially first when they enter the industry, is that, by owning an NFT, you don't actually necessarily completely own the item. For example, NFTs can transfer copyright, but the ownership of the NFT doesn't necessarily mean that you have ownership of the IP rights or the content rights of that particular item. And it's important to make that distinction between ownership of the NFT and the content and IP rights therein. NFTs actually have smart contracts, which effectively govern how they can be used and the rights granted to that owner. However, the rights granted by the NFT depends on the contract, and these can vary depending on, the NFTs itself. As such, the NFT owner cannot reproduce, make derivative works, perform, display, or distribute copies of that content. These activities remain the exclusive domain of the owner of that copyright holder. You can read more about NFT rights by clicking on the read more link as well. But in short, NFTs can transfer copyright, but it might take some time, but you don't necessarily might not have the IP rights or content rights of the item. Obviously, it depends on the contract within that NFT. Now, the last question that we get commonly asked is, okay, I'm really excited. How do I get involved in the Binance NFT marketplace? Now, there are different ways to get involved. The first is by working directly with us. If you're an artist or a creator that is looking to collaborate, please contact us via our email address, nft@binance.com, and our NFT team will get to your email as soon as possible. The second way to get involved is by joining our exclusive NFT community by either subscribing to our mailing list by going to nft.binance.com, or by joining our Telegram channel at Binance NFT, or attending our weekly webinars by NFT experts by visiting our YouTube channel at Binance YouTube. Now, all of these actions are great ways to stay up to date with what's happening with NFTs at Binance and being exclusive chances to win top prizes. So definitely do not miss out. So in summary, NFTs are digital assets or digital tokens that are unique and non-fungible. NFTs can be digital representations of physical collectibles or memorabilia such as art, music, sports, gaming, etc. Now, Binance NFT Marketplace is set to launch on June the 24th, which will make it easy for beginners to enter the NFT industry, whether you want to buy, sell, or store NFTs. This new Binance NFT platform will offer the highest visibility by leveraging Binance.com, which also offers one of the lowest fees within the industry. And this new platform will offer a simple interface with beginners in mind. Now, in order to stay up to date, you can sign up to our mailing list at nft.binance.com, or even join our Telegram communities, which you can find by visiting the same link. Now, I hope that kind of gives a brief introduction into NFTs. I do hope you enjoyed the material presented in this presentation. We are building what will be the best NFT platform in the industry, and I'm excited to share this journey with you. So please do leave a comment and like and subscribe. We're trying to aim for 500,000 subscribers, so please help us to get to that journey. And yeah, that's it from me. I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join our webinar session. We do hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you at the next event. So yeah, definitely goodbye.
So there's been a lot of news and talk about NFTs recently, with people making, massive sales of NFTs, Kings of Leon releasing their albums as an NFT. So in this video, I'm going to talk about NFT for photographers. I'm going to start by talking about NFTs kind of at a high level. I'm not going to get into a lot of technical detail, but I need to kind of explain what they are and how they work and the concepts behind them to understand the rest of the video. Then I'll walk through it and I'll show you some real NFTs for sale. I'll show you how I sell my photos for NFTs. Lastly, I'm going to go through and take you through and show you exactly how to sell your photos as NFTs. And at the end of the video, I've got a massive announcement that you're going to want to stick around for. So what is an NFT? Well, it's a digital token that's easily verifiable by the blockchain. But what does that really mean, right? I think the easiest way to understand the concept is to compare it to something in real life. So I'm going to go through and just talk about a couple of examples about kind of these concepts of tokens that are easily verifiable. The first example that most photographers probably know is the US Copyright Office. Okay, so any photographer can take their photos and register them with the US Copyright Office, and that gives you some sort of standing under US law. Now, when you take your photos and you register them with the Copyright Office, they give you a token, and that token is easily verifiable. You can take that token and you can put it on the US Copyright Office website and you can see who registered it. So you're basically kind of saying, this token was registered here, and it's enforceable by US law. Okay? So in that particular case, it's verifiable by the US Copyright Office, but an NFT is not verifiable by any one person. It's verifiable by the blockchain. All right. Another example is domain names. Okay. Google.com is a domain name. It's owned by Google. I personally own souvenirpixels.com. That's where I have all my photography. And I purchased that domain name from a reseller, but there's an organization that manages domain names, and domain names are unique. If somebody else goes and tries to purchase souvenirpixels.com, they can't. Okay. This is actually a bit better example than the copyright, because domain names are sellable on a marketplace. I can take my domain name of souvenirpixels.com and sell it to someone else, which you can also do with NFTs. All right. The last example that, photographers are probably familiar with are, digital prints. Okay, not digital prints, but real prints. I can take my photographs and I can go out and I can make prints. And let's say I do 5 of them. Now, each of those prints is unique, 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5. So I can go and sell those prints, and they are unique prints. And because I say that I won't be creating more prints, then they have more value, okay? Because there's some scarcity to it. Now, this is a good example because if somebody comes and buys one of my prints, they then own that print and they can go ahead and resell it, right? So they can resell it privately to one of their friends. They can list it on a marketplace like Facebook Marketplace, or they can even take it to an auction house. All of those things are also possible with NFTs. Okay. Now, one of the really cool things about NFTs, though, as opposed to a print that you make of one of your photos, is that it's a smart contract. It's a digital contract, and as part of that contract, you can put in there that when an NFT is sold, so when an NFT that represents one of your photos is sold, you can put in the contract that you get a cut. Let's say 10%. So let's say, for example, you take one of your photos and you create an NFT of it. Now, maybe you sell that initial NFT for, let's say, $100. Somebody purchased that NFT. Well, as you become more and more famous as a photographer, that person is then able to take that unique NFT and sell it for $1,000. But if you put that you get a 10% cut of the resale of the NFT in the future, then you'll get another $100 when that sells for $1,000. If somebody sells it for $5,000 later on, you get $500. Now, this is amazing for photographers, right? Because as your portfolio grows, your NFTs, in theory, would become more and more value, and you could keep getting revenue off them. Now, I know all this is kind of abstract, so what I'm going to do now is let's go through and take a look at some NFTs on a real NFT marketplace. Today, I'm going to primarily be using Opensea.io. It's the largest NFT marketplace out there right now. Think of it as like the eBay of NFTs. But there are other marketplaces out there that are quite large as well, Rarible, Mintbase, and there's more popping up all the time. Let's go take a look. All right, so when you first go into Opensea, you'll see here that at the top, there's nothing here for photography yet. Now, hopefully that'll change in the future, but there are some photographers that go in here and do upload their photos. What I'm gonna do is I'll first take a look at, let's take a look at this Bimance Everydays. This is the one that sold for a ton of cash recently. I'm just gonna walk you through and show you what NFTs look like, just so you can kind of know what to expect. So there's a buy now button. I can go and buy this for almost $500,000 if I want, but I won't do that. You've got your section here for the details. You're able to enter that in. There's an about section. There's more sections that you can add in here that Beeple hasn't done, and I'll show you how to do that in the other ones. You can also see offers. So this is an example of showing information from the public blockchain. So you can see the offers here. And this is the history of it, so the trading history. So this is how it's publicly verifiable. You can go down here and see that this was created by Beeple, and you can see all the bids and how it's changed hands. That's how you know that it's unique, because basically you can go through here and say, okay, who owns this token? And all of that is tracked on the blockchain. So to start my NFT collection, I've decided to sell NFTs of my raw files. So these photos that I've created NFTs for, they're photos that I created like 7 or 8 years ago. And these photos are already all over the web. They're on, Flickr, they're on Instagram. I've uploaded them to the stock sites. In some cases, these have been viewed, millions of times, downloaded tens of thousands of times. And, they've made me thousands of dollars in stock sales. So the question is, why would anybody buy the NFT? Well, it's actually the same with like Beeple, right? He uploads his photos on Instagram and people buy those for millions of dollars. Now, personally, I'm no Beeple, right? I do not have that big of a following. So I decided to include my raw files as part of the NFT to make them more unique. Because although my photos, the JPEG versions, are all over the web, my raw files have been sitting on my computer and they've actually never left my computer before these NFTs were created. So these raw files actually are unique, right? They're not available and they contain more information than my JPEG files did. So I've got a package in there where I've got my raw files, my original TIFF files, and then I include the JPEG that's also widely available. Now, one thing to know is that I'm not saying this is the right way to create NFTs. This is the way that I've decided to do it. I don't think there really is a right way right now. This technology is so new that there's no way to know what the best way to do it. But the only thing you can do is experiment. And this is what I've decided to do for my first photos. You may decide to sell your NFTs differently, and you'll be able to do this when I go through and do the demo of how you set up NFTs later on. And I may even decide that this doesn't work, and I may change the way that I sell NFTs next week, right? We're all going to need to experiment on how we sell our photos as NFTs to figure out kind of what works and what works for us in the type of photography that we do. Now, I've decided to use Opensea to sell my NFTs. There's other marketplaces out there that I mentioned before, Rarible or Mintbase. I've decided to use Opensea because, I like the way that they've got it set up. Their prices are quite low for being on the Ethereum blockchain. The Ethereum blockchain is really the main blockchain that people are using to sell their NFTs. So I wanted to be on that blockchain, and it's pretty simple to set up. So I'm going to be walking you through how to set that up on Opensea. It is similar on Rarible to some of the other ones. If you want me to create another video on Rarible or some of the other sites on how to create NFTs, something similar to this, just let me know in the comments. And if enough people are looking at it, I'll go and create more videos on some of those other sites as well. So let's just get into look about how you can create NFTs by going through and actually creating an NFT for sale. Now, to be able to sell on Opensea or really any of the other major platforms, you need to have an Ethereum wallet set up. Now, there's lots of different options out there. I'm using MetaMask. If you're new to this, it's a pretty easy one to set up. It runs as a Chrome plugin. Not going to go too much into that because there's lots of resources out there that can show you how to set that up. Once you've set it up, you can go through and create your collection. Now, I've created a collection here called Unique Stock, and this is my unique stock photos. Now, the reason that I call it unique stock instead of like souvenir pixels, which is, I have souvenirpixels.com, my Instagram is souvenir pixels, is that for collections, the first time you upload to collections, there's certain fees associated to it. But you can actually have multiple people in collections. So I'm kind of thinking ahead here. I'd actually like to be able to allow other photographers to more cheaply post photos to this collection, and we can have a unique collection of photos. So that's why I've kind of set it up this particular way. But you can see here, I've set up 5 different NFTs, and they've got different prices. I'll talk about the different ways you can sell NFTs in Opensea later on in the video. Okay, so one of the things you just do is go through, set up your connection. You can set up your collections for free. It doesn't cost any money to set those up. So once you have the collection, we got a big button here. You can go through and add a new item. Okay, so this is the screen where you can go through and add a new item. The first thing you can do is you can add your photo here. You can also do videos up to 100 megabytes. So I'm going to go in here, and this is the photo that I am going to sell. All right, so now we can go and enter a name. Okay. Now you can also have an external link. If you want to put a link to your site, you can add it in here. I'm just going to leave it as is. Now the next section is the description. Now I've come up with like a format that I want for this description, and I've just kind of put that into a Google Sheet here. So I'm just going to do some cutting and pasting, so you don't need me to talk through it. But what I have here is I've just got some information about what's included in the unlockable content, which I'll show you in a minute. Some additional information about the rights, and then I put keywords in here. One of the things that's not great about Opensea, or really any of them right now, is they don't handle keywords well. That's something that can definitely be improved on. It's probably needed if you're going to look at selling photos for stock in any real way. Okay. Now the next thing we have here is properties. Now there's properties, levels, and stats. And these are shown differently based on the photo. So I'm going to jump out of here. Let's go back to my collections. I'll go to my unique stock collection. Let me show you how this works. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to actually click on View All. Okay, now this is something you need to think about. Most people have a fair number of photos, and you want to think about how they're going to be viewed and organized. So if I take a look here, this is me looking at the unique stock. Now I only have 5 photos here, but I know that I've got 400 decent photos that I may want up here. So I want a way to organize them. So if you look down here on the left, right, I've set up these different items, and these are the properties. So I've got a category, creation date, location. Okay, so those are basically things you can tick off. So things that people may want to do when searching a photo. So if I wanted to go through and see all my vertical photos, which are shot in portrait, I can go there and show them. I can go through and choose, all of mine are photos right now, but I plan to add in videos later on. So I could have photo or video types. I also have categories. So let's say somebody was coming through here and looking for landscapes. I can show only the landscape photos. So I specifically chose my categories in such a way that it'll make it easier for people to filter through my collection. To do that, I've gone through and I've added it to, again, just a simple spreadsheet here where I can go through and choose my categories. Okay? Now, one of the things to note about categories too is if you go into it, they're shown on the item. So if I come here, I can see properties. These are the properties in the big blue box, and they show stats, right? Like 20% have this trait of Pitt Meadows. So there's some stats there. And there's also the stats here. So I'm using the stats as my image height. Okay, so I can show the stats there. Again, if I go back to the collection and go into my view all, now I can go down here, and the stats are actually shown as a slider. So this is how people could go through and they could filter the collection based on the size. So I can use this pixel height. If I want ones with larger pixels, I'm going to see the portrait ones. Okay? So again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is how I did it. You could totally set up your collection in a different way, but I wanted to set up this collection in such a way that you could handle a lot of photos, and there's an easy way for buyers to go through and filter and look at the different photos that they could be interested in. Okay? So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through and just add my properties. So the way you add your properties, I'm going to choose media type. That's my character. And then the next one will be photo. Okay. So I would recommend just kind of doing this the way I did. It's an easy way to organize it, especially if you plan on creating multiple NFTs. I just put in a spreadsheet and I'm cutting and pasting. Again, this is something that having a set way to organize this is obviously a way that would be useful for photographers in the future. It's something that, again, we're looking at Photoloo. Usage, this is something that can be used for commercial usage. Again, I know a lot of people buy my stuff for stock, so I put that in there. All right, now I've got my properties in. Now I'm not using levels. Levels, there could be used for something like, let's say like you have characters. If you go around and play on here, a lot of people have like different pictures of people. And so level, someone could be handsome or pretty or whatever. And then you show as a slider on the bar. I decided not to use those in mine though. Okay, so last I'm just gonna put the stats. Now you can have a value like 3 of 5, but for the stats, if you set it to 0, it'll just choose the max one. So that's what I wanted to do. So the pixel width is going to be my first level, which I have here. Again, I just leave that of 0. And the next one I'm going to choose is the pixel height. Now I save it. Now the next thing is the unlockable content. Okay, so I am providing people with my raw files. So if somebody purchases this, they will get access to the raw files of this photo. So I have uploaded that to a server. Now again, this is an area that will probably be improved on in the future, but right now I've just uploaded that to a specific place on the web where someone can go through and download it. Okay? And the supply currently on Opensea, you can only have a supply of 1, but that is something that will be increased in the future. And that's it. I can now go through, click create, and it will go through, and I'm going to add that NFT to the blockchain, and it will be available. So I'm going to, let's go take a look. We'll visit it, and now you can see it here. Okay. Now this isn't for sale yet. I can sell it by going and clicking on the sell button. Now, if this is the first time you're selling a photo in this collection, you're going to see your Ethereum wallet open up and it's going to ask you to pay some money to sell it. Now, the fee that you're going to need to pay to create your NFT isn't a fee to sell on Opensea. It's actually a fee to do a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about this. I know people are going to say, I don't have to pay these types of high fees on other things when I upload photos online. Why do I have to do them on the blockchain? Okay. Now, the reason is because those are on centralized servers. Now, the blockchain is a decentralized network. Centralized servers are most of the places that you upload your photos. Okay. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, this channel is called Photoloo, but it's because our company is called Photoloo, and we have a software product called Photoloo. What our software product does is allows photographers to upload their photo to Photoloo, and then we distribute them to 13 different sites. So it makes it really easy for photographers to get their photos on a lot of different sites very quickly. Now, we have a free version of that software, and anybody can go and sign up for free for 5 photos a week, and that is totally free. But all of that is running on servers that we pay for. So though it's free for the free users of the product, we're paying for those servers and we pay for those transactions. And if we get more free users on our service, we need to pay for more servers, right? Obviously, we have paid versions as well too that have no limits, and people pay to have unlimited uploads to Photoloo, and that pays for the free users, and it helps us keep the servers running and keep the company going. Now, the blockchain works differently than that. The blockchain is not owned by Opensea or Rarible or any of these other companies. It's a group of decentralized servers. So anybody can get a computer and add it to the blockchain and start processing these transactions. But why would anybody do that? Why would you, pay for a computer, pay for electricity to add it to the blockchain? Well, because of these gas fees. Because when somebody wants to process a transaction, you're paying for those servers. And the way the blockchain, well, at least the Ethereum blockchain is currently set up, those fees can be quite high. So when I listed my first photo for sale originally, it cost me $85 to list that for sale on Opensea. Right? Now, it does go by the collection, so there are ways that you can decrease your gas fees, and I'll talk a bit about that later in the video. But just know that if you're setting up your own collection now and you're doing it for the first time, following along with me, you're going to have to pay a gas fee, although you won't see me do it as I go and set up my NFT on Opensea right now because I've already paid it. So let's go and take a look at how you can sell your photos on Opensea. So coming back to my NFT, I've got it created here, but now I want to go here and sell it. So I'm going to click on the sell button. Now there's a number of different options for selling, okay? I'm going to go through them all. The first one is set price. So you can go through here and I can make this 0.5, okay, which I think is like about 1,000 Canadian dollars right now, maybe a bit less than that. This is all going to be based in Ethereum. Now you can choose different currencies, but there's only a couple of them that you can use, and I think it all pretty much just gets translated to Ethereum in the end. Okay, so that would be just having it as a set price, and anybody can go and buy it at that price. Now, another thing that you can do is choose an ending price. So what this will do is if I put 0.5 and 0.1, right, then I can choose an expiration date. And I've been using one of you can choose a specific date. I think all my NFTs that I have with dates right now, I put them as May 1st. And then what will happen is today it will be on sale for 0.5, but then it will slowly go down in price up until May 1st, and the end price will be 0.1. Okay, so this is a way that you can set it high and then people can watch it, and it gets down to a reasonable price and they would go and buy it. So that's another way that you can go through and sell them, is based on a declining sale. All right. The next way you can do it is based on the highest bidder. All right, so you can have a minimum bid, let's say 0.5, and then have a reserve price, okay? Now, the one limitation with this is that on auction, the reserve price is 1 Ethereum, okay, 1 Ether. And that right now is around $2,000, okay? So if you wanted to sell something for less than $2,000, or if you're willing to accept less than $2,000 for your photo, this isn't a really good option because people can't bid less than $2,000. Okay. So in this particular photo, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a starting price of 1 Ether, and then I'll have an ending price of 0.1, right? And I'll have an expiration date of 2 months. And that's it. I can go through here and I'm going to post my listing. Once I get through and put this on, it's going to ask me to sign it, which I will. And now it's going to be in and it's added to my collection, where I can go through and see that photo. But that's it. Now you know how to create NFTs. You can go through and create more NFTs for your other photos. The only question is will anybody buy them? One of the things to note is that there isn't really a large marketplace right now for photos to be sold as NFTs. So if you want to sell your NFTs, you're really going to need to promote them probably on social media. Now, one of the things to note is that these NFTs are built on a technology called smart contracts. And NFTs is really in its infancy right now. I really think that smart contracts and the technology around NFTs, even if these NFTs don't completely change, photography business, I strongly believe that smart contracts will. One of the reasons is because most sales for photography are digital these days, meaning that when photographers are selling their photos, they're selling them as digital files. And it's basically, contracts for digital assets. And photography is very unique in that sense. Now, obviously, there are certain types of photography where prints are very important. So like for wedding photography and portrait photography. But a lot of the photography industry is delivering digital files for a particular contracted price. And that's where smart contracts really shine. So I think that, even if NFTs don't change every photographer's workflow, smart contracts are going to change everybody's workflow. Well, at least everybody who makes money with their photography's workflow as the technology progresses and becomes more mature. Now, I don't want to get into smart contracts in a ton of detail. I could do a whole other video on that. If that's something you're interested in, just let me know in the comments. I can consider creating a video on smart contracts in the future. But one of the things to note is that smart contracts are just digital contracts that are enforceable by code. So they have a lot of applications, especially when you're dealing with digital assets like digital photographs. And they're really in their infancy right now, but it's not too hard to see how they can change the photography industry going forward. Okay, so this isn't something that's going to happen immediately. I don't think that every photographer is going to be using smart contracts by the end of this year, but I think of it kind of the way that I think about mirrorless cameras, right? When mirrorless cameras came out, they were in most ways inferior to the DSLR digital cameras of the time. The reason was because so much time and effort had been put into building DSLR cameras, right? But having a mirror in there was completely unnecessary. The actual basics of the design for mirrorless cameras was better. Like if you were creating a mirrorless camera today, nobody would think, hey, I'm going to take all this digital stuff and put a mirror in there and make it move, right? It was silly. It was left over from the film days, but it was the easiest way to get digital sensors into cameras. And when the mirrorless cameras came out, they were inferior. But as more and more time and research and development got put into mirrorless cameras, they eventually got to the point where I think today, mirrorless cameras are superior to DSLRs in most ways. And it's very easy to see today how at some point in the future, mirrorless cameras will be superior to DSLRs in every way. Okay, smart contracts are kind of the same. There's so much built up and there's so much infrastructure and R&D effort built into the current way that contracts and selling photos works, is that they're going to take a bit of time to get put up. But as there's more research and development put into it, as more and more people work on fixing solutions like the high cost of the gas prices on the Ethereum network, I can totally see how in 10 years' time, every professional photographer is going to be working with smart contracts in some way or another. Now, let me give you a couple of examples. Think about a company like Getty Images. Okay, Getty Images has hundreds of thousands of contracts. They've got hundreds of thousands of contracts with different photographers to purchase their work and resell it, to buyers where they've got contracts with those buyers. And Getty has a ton of different employees and has a ton of different computer servers and has a ton of different research and development built into the fact that they can sell photos, they go through, process it, take a massive cut of that sale, and then give a small portion of it back to the photographer. That is one of those processes that could be done by a smart contract significantly more efficiently. And because it was done by a smart contract more efficiently, the photographer could end up with a much larger portion of the sale of the photo. Okay? So that's just kind of one example of how I see smart contracts could be used in the future. Now, another example that is a bit more abstract, but is also totally doable with the technology, and again, not the way it is today, but with more research and development, is to have like one central repository of photos, and then basically have all the sites that use those photos use them via a smart contract. Like if you think about the way things work today, I go and I create a photo on my computer. and I upload that photo to multiple sites. Now, I use our Photoloo software to do that, so I can take one photo and I can upload it to 13 sites in a matter of minutes. But, it's still inefficient, right? Why have that one photo sitting on 13 different centralized servers, right? Another option would be is you could have like a universal file storage, right? That photo could serve on one server, and then a photographer could give Instagram permission to show that photo and give Shutterstock permission to sell that photo at a different price via smart contracts. And this is so much more of an efficient system, right? Having that photo in one spot and then having, how that photo can be used by all these different websites that want our photos done via smart contracts. And depending on how that's implemented, it could be implemented in a way that would be significantly beneficial to photographers. So I strongly believe that, blockchains, NFTs, smart contract technology is totally going to change the way that photographers do business in the future. And at Photoloo, we are actively doing research and development into how we can use these technologies to kind of shift the photography business away from these large companies and bring the relationship back to the photographers. And by doing this, we really think that we can bring a lot of the profit back to photographers too when they're selling their images. So although we see a lot of ways this technology can change the photography industry, the one that we're focusing on right now is the sale of rights managed photos and videos. So if you sell your photos as right managed photos and videos, we would love to hear from you. And especially if you're willing to be a bit of a guinea pig for this technology, you can head over to uniquestock.io. I'll put a link to that down in the description, and just go and sign up there. And there's a way you can let us know that you sell your images as rights managed. Also, if you're a purchaser of rights managed image, or if you commission photography or videography work, we've already talked to a lot of buyers. We would love to talk to more. You can also fill in on that form. And if you're just interested in this technology and how things are going to go, right? Again, right now we're really focusing on photographers who sell rights managed images, either through an agency or directly. But we do, hope to open this up to the general photographers and really build a way that any photographer can use contracts to make more money from their photography. So you can go over to uniquestock.io, join the mailing list, and you'll be the first ones to know as we release new features that will probably be built into Photoloo, but there's also going to be other features that will be kind of more marketplaces where people can buy them. And this is going to solve a lot of the problems that we have with the technology right now, especially around the gas prices, right? And the price to be able to list things. There are solutions out there for that, and that's what we're kind of focusing on so that we can kind of move things forward for the blockchain technology in the photography community. So joining the mailing list is the best way to keep up on all of our blockchain related work, but also make sure you subscribe to the channel, right? On this channel, I talk about making money with your photography. So if that interests you at all, probably does if you made it this far in the video, make sure you go down and subscribe. Also, if you haven't tried Photoloo yet, if you're interested in making money, Photoloo can upload your photos to 13 different sites. Again, it's still in the centralized server model, but when we do add the features to upload to the blockchain, in the short term, we'll probably need to keep them on centralized servers, pushing them to the blockchain. That'll be done via Photoloo. So if that interests you at all, you can go in and sign up for a free version. I'll put a link up here somewhere where you can go and try it out. Best of luck selling your photos online.
In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can make your own NFT and how you can make money from it. Now, if you're not familiar with what NFTs are, NFT simply stands for non-fungible token, and there has been a serious craze about NFT recently. People selling really crazy stuff for outrageous amounts of money. Simply put, NFTs are artworks in the crypto space. Well, not necessarily artwork. It doesn't have to be artworks. I've seen really crazy stuff like Pokemon cards or very random stuffs making it into the NFT space. But on a general note, in my opinion, the things that will sell very well are artworks that have value. So in this video, I'm going to cover the major ways to make money from NFTs, and I'm going to go in depth in one of the ways. So one of the major ways to make money from NFT is to create and sell your own NFT. If you don't want to do that, you can buy NFTs at a cheap price and sell them at a higher price. And then lastly, you can play games and make NFT which you can then go ahead to sell in NFT marketplaces. So these are basically 3 ways to make money from NFTs, but I'll be focusing on the first one, which is to create and sell your own NFTs. Now, if you do not have a huge social media following, it's a little bit pointless to snap pictures of yourself and make them NFTs because nobody's going to buy them. You just have to put out things that have value. And like I said, in the NFT space, the things that, in my opinion, will have a lot of value are artworks. And you may say, okay, well, I'm not an artist. I myself am not an artist, but I have partnered with an artist, and that's exactly what I advise you to do. There are many artists who are not aware that NFTs are a thing yet, and you want to go and partner with those artists. You want to take their artworks and turn them into NFTs. And anytime you guys make a sale, you get a commission from me. That is exactly what I'm doing, and that's exactly what I'm asking you to do. You know, a lot of artists in your area that display their works in their own shop or on their own social media, and they know nothing about cryptocurrency. Those are the guys you want to approach. Tell them that you know it's not about NFTs, and then help them push their artworks into the crypto space. Alright? And then once you've done that and you make any sale, you make money. So there are some basic marketplaces where people make money from NFTs. I'm going to show you a few, which are the biggest, but these are not the ones I'm going to recommend for a beginner. And my reason is simple. To mint NFTs on these platforms are really expensive. I don't want to go into explaining cryptocurrency in details, but there's something called gas fee, and a gas fee is the amount of money you pay to have something registered on the blockchain. So if you want to send Ethereum to me, for instance, there's a certain amount of money that goes as gas fee. Just consider gas fee a transaction charge. And to mint NFTs, when I say to mint NFT, I mean to convert something into a non-fungible token. That's what I mean. So to mint NFTs, it costs a significant amount of gas fees. Okay, sometimes up to $50 in gas fees. So let's say you spend $50 to mint the NFT and you do not get any sale. That's $50 lost. Okay, so this website you are seeing right here, Nifty Gateway, this is one of the biggest NFT sites, but it is not beginner friendly because you will spend a lot of money upfront minting your NFTs, and that's not what I want from you. Okay, now look at this. I don't know if you can see this. This is L'Anime. Just look at this artwork. It's like a GIF, and it was sold for $888.88. Okay, and 818 pieces of it have already been sold. This one we are seeing right here, this cube rotating, was sold for well over $2,000. And this is something that graphic designers can do very easily. This one, Bitcoin Angel, sold for almost $2,000, $1,950, and over 2,000 pieces of this Bitcoin Angel has been sold. So people have made a lot of money from NFTs so far. And like I said, look at all these NFTs. Many of them, in my eyes, are just akin to artwork. So if you have an artist in your area that is really good, you guys could possibly make some money if you convert all that artwork into NFTs. Now going down, this one says Savior, and this one goes for $210, and it sold 4 minutes ago. This one was sold 7 minutes ago for $437. This one sold 7 minutes ago for $450. So I really don't understand why people are buying NFTs, to be honest, because all these artworks, I feel that they are cheaper in real life, but for some reason in the crypto space, they are actually very expensive. So this is one of the websites. If you want to try it out, that's fine. You just go ahead and sign up, create an account. You just upload the artwork to the website. It's called Minting. Of course, you have to connect a wallet from where the Ethereum will be collected from. But don't worry about that. I'm going to explain how to mint an NFT in the later part of this video. I just wanted to show you the website where you can get involved with NFTs. So this is one of the sites. Again, remember on this site, if you do have the capital, you can go ahead and buy one of these and then sell at a higher price. The next website is this website called Opensea. If you just type Opensea on Google, you will get the website. Again, these are artworks of people, and this one is selling for 0.14 Ethereum. This one is selling for 0.02 Ethereum, and I think Ethereum is well over $2,000 at this point. So this 0.14 Ethereum you are seeing is well over $200. Okay, for this artwork. So all these things you are seeing, they are very expensive. This is 0.25 Ethereum, which is so much. And this artwork, believe me, can be done by most artists. So these are a couple of artworks. So this is the second website, opensea.io. The third website is Wearable. look at where you connect your wallet. This button, you click it and you connect your wallet. These are artworks that are going for, this one is going for 0.007 WETH. These are other artworks that are quite expensive. This one is going for 0.02 for ETH. This one is going for 1.2 ETH, which is a lot of money, well over $2,000 for this photo right here. Now, like I said before, the reason why I will not recommend these ones is because it costs a lot of money to mint your artworks to the website. Okay, it will cost you some amount of money. Now, there is one website where you can mint NFTs for free, and that website is Mintable. So this is the website. The first thing you want to do is to create a wallet that will hold your Ethereum, your money. And one of the best ones to use is MetaMask. Just go ahead to Google and search MetaMask. Click the first link, metamask.io. It's going to take you to this page. You just go ahead and download it. MetaMask is the plugin. Okay, so just go ahead and download it. You're going to see your wallet address and you're going to set a password for your wallet. You're also going to see your seed. I think there's about 10 different words that you have to arrange orderly. Please copy that on a piece of paper. Do not lose it for any reason at all. Also, email yourself those words, because if for any reason you forget your password, those words are the only things that will allow you to access your wallet. And if you lose those words, believe me, even if you have 10 ETH inside that wallet, you're going to lose the money entirely. I'm not going to download MetaMask right now because I have already downloaded it, but it's a very easy process. It is not complicated at all. Just go ahead and download MetaMask. You have 0 ETH in your wallet because you have not bought any Ethereum inside this MetaMask wallet. But if you already have another wallet where you store your cryptocurrencies, you can go ahead and link that wallet to this your Mintable account. If you do not have any wallet at all where you save your cryptocurrencies, don't worry at all. Just go ahead to MetaMask, download it, and set it up. They're going to send you a verification email. Go ahead and verify your account, and that's all. Same thing with Mintable. Just go ahead and create an account. Mintable is also going to send you a verification email. Go ahead and verify, and that's all. Then you're going to link your Mintable account to your MetaMask wallet. I have already linked mine, so that's why I'm not seeing where I can link it right here. But if you have not linked yours, you will see a prompt that will ask you to link it, and all you just need to do is to click the button twice, and then you can go ahead and link your MetaMask with your Mintable. Now, once you have done that and you have linked both, again, these are artworks that people have done. You won't believe this. This goes for $91,000. This is just crazy. So once you have linked them, the next thing to do is to mint an item. You click this button here that says mint an item. Now it's going to ask you if this item already exists. Is the NFT already in your wallet, or you want to create a new item? You go ahead and click create a new item. Now look at what it says here, no transaction fee, completely free. Now there may be other websites where you can mint NFTs for free, but this is the only website that I know at this point in time. So you go ahead and create a new item. This is where you create your NFT. So you write the name of the NFT, just hover around this eye, and it's going to tell you what should be in your title. This one says this is the name of the listing on Mintable. So you just go ahead and put the title, you go ahead and put the subtitle, and then this is where you add the file. So if you just click add file, it's going to open your folders in your computer, and then you can pick whatever artwork you want to mint. Let's say we want to mint this one. So there, I've added the image. So now you can attach a private file or an unlockable content. Like what they mean by this is that aside the main artwork or the NFT as the case may be, you can decide to add some extra bonuses, maybe a short video of the artist when he was painting the artwork, or a picture of when the artwork was half done. You know, some things to make your buyer feel like they got real value for their money. So that is what you can do here. You can attach a private file or an unlockable content if you want to, and then you add a description of the NFT or the art as the case may be. Then you can choose whether or not you want to transfer the copyright when purchased. That is, if someone purchases it, can the person use the NFT as they like? Can they use it in a commercial way? If you decide to transfer the copyright, then the person can use the NFT as they like after it has been purchased. But if you decide not to transfer it, then the person can just own it. The person cannot use it in a commercial way. Then moving past that, you go over to the price and type. You can have a fixed price. You can auction it as you want to sell it to the highest bidder, or you can auction with a buy now option. So you just fix the price. You just type in whatever you want. You can sell it for $200 if you want, which is 0.06 ETH. And then you go ahead and list the item. Now, when you click list the item, it's going to bring out your MetaMask wallet, and it's going to ask you to confirm that you are the one that is requesting this transaction. So once you just click yes, I signed this in your MetaMask wallet, it's going to mint the NFT. I'm going to tell you yes, your NFT is minted in your store. Now, Mintable allows you to mint 50 NFTs for free. So if you are partnering with an artist, you can actually have 50 NFTs on Mintable. Mintable does not have the same exposure as Nifty Gateway, Opensea, and Variable. Okay, but at least Mintable is free. If you are going to mint 50 artworks on Nifty Gateway, you can imagine how much you will pay in gas fees. Okay, it is a lot of money. I believe that if you have 50 artworks on Mintable, you should at least get 1 or 2 sales, which can enable you to now move your artworks from Mintable to the other platforms that have greater exposure. This is the Instagram page of an artist, and he has over 690 posts. He has 16,000 followers, and these artworks are not bad at all. These artworks are the same kind of artworks that are going for lots of money on all these NFT websites. So if I knew this guy in person and he did not know anything about cryptocurrency or NFTs, I'm going to convince him to work with me, and I'll upload his artworks on this NFT website. And if I make any sale, I get a commission and I give him the rest. That is exactly what I'll do. There are many amazing artists that know nothing about cryptocurrency, and if they find someone who's going to do the crypto part of the work for them, they will definitely be willing to give you a commission. So don't be afraid to reach out to all these artists. One last thing I want to say is that one of the ways you can increase your chances of selling your NFT is to be involved in NFT online communities, both on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and pretty much any other social media you know. Go ahead, involve yourself in the community, share your NFTs in the group, and you may never know who is going to buy your own NFT. If you have any further questions on NFT, please leave them in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my channel. Eat healthy, get rich, drink good beer. If you don't know me, my name is Taranjit Singh Rai, and I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are totally for entertainment purposes only. I have smashed my YouTube 2021 targets, and if you like the content, you smash the like button, hit that bell notification, like, share, and subscribe to these videos. Many of the alerts are time sensitive, so hitting that bell notification button is a very good idea. I only make one video a week. However, I do tweet regularly of all my trades. I have no paid Discord. I don't make paid videos. You have nothing to lose here other than just doing your own research. Because many of the alerts are time sensitive, cannot wait for the weekends, you better follow me on Eat Healthy Get Rich Twitter channel. I posted about this upcoming IDO on Super Launcher. I bought this token called Meta Gold, which I'm going to talk again later in the video today. I also post some memes, some fun stuff, some jokes. There's nothing to lose, guys. Give me a follow on Eat Healthy Get Rich. I'm not cooking, but I'm still drinking. So beer of the day is Birra Moretti, originally from Italia. It's a really nice, crisp, golden beer. It's actually brewed in Edinburgh here in UK. So there's nothing Italian other than the name. It is a really good, refreshing beer. So cheers to 2022. Let's get to the body of the video. The first thing I would like to say is there is no stopping inflation. Let's say if you're a business and you need $1,000 worth of fuel monthly, you actually have to pay now $2,000 to get the same amount of fuel. So there is no better hedge against inflation than your mainstream cryptocurrencies. Those are the blue chip ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and so on and so forth. Sorry guys, this will be a slightly longer video because I really do want to address this constant YouTubers who make video every day saying Bitcoin is going to 100K. Blah blah blah. There is talk to flow model. Then there is Ben Cohen channel I really like, who has been saying there will be lengthening of the bull market and there might be shortening of bear market. I don't agree with any of those YouTubers, and the reason is because of the institutional adoption, because of the mass adoption, because of the use case of blockchain technology. Crypto is just one use case of blockchain technology. It can be used in medical record maintenance, for example. It can be used in the blockchain gaming ecosystem. The technology it's moving at such a fast rate that I actually do not agree with any single YouTuber on the planet. Maybe that's me. So my theory is there will be no bull runs, there will be no bear markets, there will be slow and gradual increase of adoption of the crypto. That's the theory. So that's the hypothesis. I may be wrong. So the hypothesis is that there is end of this super parabolic moves, end of blow off tops. There will be a gradual adoption of the crypto. Just think about this. There is about 300 million people on the planet who actually deal with cryptocurrency at the moment. The total world population is close to 8 billion. Crypto is only held by less than 1% of the world population. You guys are super early here. And now the institutions are about to come. What's gonna happen? I actually worry for stock market. I really worry for stock market. I've been investing in stock market for a long time and I just cannot see the same level of returns in stock market as compared to crypto because of the things I'm gonna say in the next slide. Now, this represents a threat because the institutions control the world. As a result, there will be more and more regulation of cryptocurrency in 22, which I actually welcome. The safe bets always will be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, AVAX, especially Polkadot. Polkadot is at a dumpster level at the moment, and with the 2-year lockup on the Polkadot ecosystem, parachain auctions, I think Polkadot will easily cross $100 to $200. Just look at way Kusama has done. Just look at the way projects that won auctions on the Kusama parachain auctions, how well they have done. Guys, Kusama was testnet for Polkadot. Similarly, Moonriver was a testnet for Moonbeam. I think all the projects that have won the parachain auctions, they are safe bets. You can invest and close your eyes. In 2 years' time, you will see humongous gains. Obviously, this is not a financial advice. This is what I'm doing. Polkadot comprises 30% of my portfolio now, and I'm planning to add more as and when I get paid. The other safe bets in the stock market now, not in crypto, are the EV vehicle. Things like Workhorse, things like NIO, things like Tesla, XPEV, Lee, they all gonna outperform the rest of the stock market. So if you are still reluctant to invest in crypto, in stock market, I think EV segment is the area to focus. Although it's my humble request, get educated, learn about it, learn about the technology. Don't buy any crypto, just learn the technology. Just learn the way things gonna go. Just learn the way. Just play with small amounts, $10, $20, $30. Get scammed a few times. It's okay. I've been scammed for thousands of dollars and I have no issues whatsoever. In fact, I'm proud. The scams are no different in the crypto market than from the traditional markets. They're pretty much same. So make 2022 as your year of education for crypto. The biggest trend which I see in 2022 is the meta economy. Now, what do I mean by that? That basically means economy in the metaverse. Now, Facebook has rebranded to Meta. Thousands of YouTubers have already said this, so I'm not gonna labor this point, but there are stores of Adidas in metaverse already. Snoop Dogg already had a concert in metaverse. Can you just imagine the potential there? How much the venues can fill the amount of fans? There is no limit of number of fans attending a concert online. Just think about that, the potential there. And I will give you some pics later in the video. So focus on meta economy. Land sales. I bought 5 plots in Gaia Everworld. Huge project. It will take years to build metaverse, guys. It will be block by block. Metaverse will be built, but you're very, very early. The blue chip of metaverse will be Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Mana, so on and so forth. But there will be occasional picks that could be future Axie Infinities. And obviously, I think Gaia Everworld is one of them. The metaverse will be created on blockchains, and there are many, many blockchains. You can view blockchains as a motorway. You want to reach A to B, you can reach on a congested motorway, Ethereum, or you can reach A to B on multi-lane and fast motorway, Solana. As a result, there will be a need for these blockchains to talk to each other, to interact with each other. So interoperability will be a huge thing in 2022. One of the trends of 2021 was play to earn video games. I think Axie Infinity led the field there, but there are several other blockchains that are actually faster than Ethereum, and Solana, games on Solana will be huge, games on Binance will be huge, games on Polygon. will be huge. Guys, this is massive. So the Square Enix president reiterates focus on blockchain games play to contribute trend. And he says, I see 2021 not only as metaverse year one, but also NFTs year one. In-game NFTs will be a massive earning opportunity. You can either earn them by playing the video games, or you can stake them to earn more coins. You guys are very, very early in this field, and this field has massive potential. A quick fire picks of 2022 in this category. Number one is Polygon or Gull. You can see it actually crossed $1, but sitting at a dumpster level at the moment. Most of the good video games will have similar chart, and I'll show you some more. But they also have staking capacity, so you earn 40% APR. This is the token which I think will give us huge returns on investment in 2022. Not financial advice, of course. The next one is Gem Guardian. Follow the pattern. Do you see the trend? It's the same. So it had all-time high was above $3, and it is sitting at 33 cents at the moment. Dumpster level. They will reclaim the all-time highs, and if they do that, you have easy, juicy 3, 4, 5 to 10x opportunities there. Next one is Star Launch. You see the same pattern again. Now is a really good opportunity to dollar cost average if you bought high, or if you want to start your crypto journey. These are good projects to get in. Sometimes what happens is one trend kickstarts another trend. So the play to earn trend is gonna kickstart. Here's the next one, view to earn. Can you just imagine, guys, how much time you spend on Netflix, Prime, Disney, and other platforms? Who makes money? You pay them to watch the content. Can you imagine if you are paid to watch the content? Just think about it. You are the customer, yeah? The companies are making massive money of you watching their platforms. Why can't those companies give you a little back? So the new trend that will be kickstarted in 2022 will be view to earn. And the project that I'm really keeping a close eye on is called Verve. Please follow this project. It is watch to earn, stream to earn. We put our videos on YouTube. YouTube can delete those videos at any point. No questions asked, no answers given. They can censor me whenever they want. However, if my videos, my content are actually on blockchain forever, I will much rather go for that option than option number one. I haven't monetized my channel either, so there is nothing to lose. So smash that like button, hit that bell notification button, and please share these videos among family members, especially those who are early in their journey of cryptoverse. So there will be NFT monetizer, NFT marketplace, massive. There will be farming opportunities. I have made videos on yield farming. Please follow those videos. I'll try to find and link someone in the description, but there is also another big opportunity of 2022. As you can see, no details have been announced yet, but they are partnering the Bluezill ecosystem. If you partner Bluezill ecosystem, you're gonna get their advertising powerhouse, their communities powerhouse, their social medias powerhouse. It is a project that is destined to do 100x, 2000x, not financial advice, of course. So if you can get in early, please keep this project under your mind. The next trend that's gonna continue is stake to earn. There are so many new cryptocurrencies that can actually have very, very attractive APYs. Some of them are launchpads. For example, I've been making videos on BinStarter. At the beginning, I was getting 990% APY on my stake coins. In addition to that, I was getting new projects allocation. That is one of the best way to increase your wealth exponentially. Get in early into the project. Even if you get 3-4x, just be happy. I have seen people complaining, oh, this project didn't do 100x. We are so spoiled in the crypto market. It is crazy. So always convert your gains into stable coins. And that's what I have been doing. My stablecoin portfolio was 10%, but because of this dip, I have actually used it all to buy the favorite projects that I want. And most of those are good projects. So Polkadot, Ethereum, and Solana, AVAX. However, I do like to gamble as well. 1 to 2% of my portfolio is also in shitcoins. Some of them I might also introduce later in the video. Many new projects, especially if they are good projects, will give you 300 to 1000% APY because they don't want the community to dump on the new buyers. So that's again a massive opportunity for you, not only to increase the number of coins you have, but also benefit from the price action. The next trend, which may or may not happen, is hold to earn. So what do I mean by that? It's basically I have several cryptocurrencies that pay me passive income. I'll give you some examples. I actually invested in this crypto today. It's called MetaGold Rewards. It pays you USDT daily just for holding. There are less than 600 holders only in this token. This could be a complete scam. I don't know, but I found it interesting. I bought it. Quite clever marketing here. If you would have invested 100 in SafeMoon on its launch, you'll now have 8 million This is just nuts. So hence, although I will not advise in aping into shitcoins, but every now and then I do throw $100 into such projects, especially if they pay you passive income. So for SafeMoon, you get reflections in SafeMoon. Elongate, it's a charity coin. I have made several videos on that. I don't care if it goes to zero because it's helping the underprivileged people of our world. Really interesting project here is called Solid ETH. ETH is a blue chip cryptocurrency. You guessed it, if you have Solid ETH, you will get Ethereum as rewards. Now I'm bringing these projects can go down to zero, but I don't care. I have only put $100 in. I have already $40 worth of ETH from this project, and ETH can 3x 4x from here easy in next 2-3 years. I'm not selling that. I've never sold any of my Ethereum ever. So that's the only reason why I am investing small amounts into these projects. Next one is, for example, Solcash. You guessed it, they give you rewards in Solana. Next you have ADA Cash. You guessed it, they gave you rewards in ADA. So I hold these cryptocurrencies. They can go as long as they stay solvent. I will get those rewards, so I'm not bothered at all. And I've also taken my initial investment out, so I have no risk whatsoever. So I will hold them for eternity, get Ethereum for eternity, or until they go down to zero. A really good one to hold here is CoinExpad. Now, many YouTubers have made videos on it, especially Joe Perry. By the way, guys, do very careful on YouTubers that you follow. The ones I will recommend is JRNY, Alex Becker, Ben Cohen, Lark Davis, Joe Perry, Altcoin Buzz. All my info I get from these channels. I always listen to them whenever I have free time. That's another thing. You need to invest in yourself, guys, in 2022. Try to multitask. If you're driving, you can always put it on Bluetooth and listen to these folks without getting distracted. Of course, please drive safely. Or if you are just taking your children to football or whatever on the sidelines, rather than chatting to parents, well, it's important to chat to parents, but maybe sometimes spend some time educating yourself. So this project is a launchpad, as well as it pays you into USDT. So I put $3,000 into this project. I have 527 USDT already given to me. I have also been able to participate in several projects for which you get easy 2x, 3x, 10x. No brainer for me, guys. This is gonna be a massive trend in 2022. The last, which people don't really realize at this stage, are exchange tokens. People are not comfortable using decentralized exchanges. So the first point where when a retail investor or a new person or an institution, they will go into these projects, they will collaborate with an exchange. Big institutions gonna collaborate with exchange. That's where the big money is. It's a DAO type of coin. I think the biggest coin for 2022 in terms of exchange tokens is CRO and KuCoin. CRO has, like, honestly, can you just imagine last year it was not even 10 cents. It went all the way up to 90 cents. So that's an easy 10x in 6 months of time. And it has now fallen quite a lot, 2.56. This exchange is only going to grow. Again, a lot of YouTubers have covered it, so I'm not going to talk much about it. It is something to have an eye in 2022. KuCoin, similarly, if you would have entered at $1, that's an easy 22x even at these prices. Again, people who got in early made insane amount of money. If you look at Binance, that's another exchange token. By the way, guys, I'm saying these are exchange tokens. Actually, that's not fair on my part because a lot of projects are being built on it. For example, Binance in 2020, Binance was sitting in 20s. Can you imagine, guys? Like, people who've bought here made insane amount of gains. I still think Binance is undervalued. They used to burn the coins, but now there is auto burn mechanism that has been started. Similar to the Ethereum auto burn mechanism, Binance also has now auto burn mechanism. So I think Binance might be the dark horse of all the exchange tokens. Even though the market capital is huge, but I still think Binance is something you should keep in your mind. There's one line I would like to end this video, and that line is get in early. Figure out ways to get into projects early. There are people who are forming the guild of games. So they all come together, play a video game, they share the income. Similarly, people are forming investment groups. They are coming together, investing in projects. Figure out a way for yourself, whether it's via launchpads, whether it's via LBPs. If you are in stock market, figure out the way to get into stocks early. I don't know that way. I am not that rich. I'm not an angel investor. But in crypto, I have that opportunity and I'm not gonna let go of that opportunity. I don't think crypto is gonna crash anytime soon. Guys, those are my thoughts, but I am really curious to hear your thoughts as well. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think about this long video I made today? What are your thoughts on it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your top picks? Please tell me in the comments. I am a long-term hodler. If you like the content, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.